On 106.5 FM and online, it's the After 5 Guest with Wynne Thomas.
And I'm delighted to be joined by Carol Decker of PAU fame this afternoon. Thanks, Carol, for being my guest today. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh, you're welcome. How are you, Wynne?
I'm all right, yes, great, yeah, yep.
Good.
I was going to say to you, from the chase to the After 5 Guest, that's not bad, is it?
No, absolutely. That's the right trajectory. Going upwards, darling. Yeah.
So the new single is Guess Who's Sorry Now, is about a love lost?
Yes, I think it's just a little moral tale for all of us. You know, you take someone for granted, and then they go, and you always think they're going to be there, and then in the end they've had enough. Could be a friend, could be a lover, you know, could be a brother or a sister, and you get your comeuppance. And that's kind of what it's about. Yeah,
and to the PAU sound has seemed to be kept, but a more up to date to PAU sound. Would you say that as well?
I think that's kind of inevitable in as much as it's always me and Ron Rogers, you know, who's been my long-term writing partner since the very early 80s and co-wrote all the big PAU hits with me. So we're the backbone of the music. And then Ron's, he's always in the studio producing and keeping up with the latest sound. So hopefully it does sound modern, but it sounds like us because we put our stamp on it, and just the way that we play and the way that I sing, it'll sound like us, I think.
So you and Ronnie kind of wrote it together, did you? Is that right?
Yes, we did. Yeah, we've written Guess You're Sorry Now, and then last year we put out Be Wonderful, which if folks want to go to YouTube and put to PAU Be Wonderful or to PAU Guess You're Sorry Now, then you can see the videos and listen to the tune. But we did a really funny lockdown video in the first lockdown last year, although the lockdown wasn't funny, obviously.
No.
Last May, my kids filmed it for me, and then we shot it in the garden, and it features our Irish setter Finn and our duck Joey and all our chickens. So that's be Wonderful. And then Guess You're Sorry Now, my son's done a lyric video for that for me, because they're both clever with software and tech and media and stuff, so they're my team, family business.
Right, okay, yeah. Real lockdown in the field with the dog and the duck, yeah, absolutely fabulous, yeah. So how do you find writing? Does it come to you easy, the words?
For Guess Who's Sorry Now, no. I think that's my third draft of trying to... It started out as a completely different song, and it just wasn't working. And so I tried to tweak that for ages, and I thought, no, I've got to clear this out of my head. So I came up with a completely different melody and a completely different set of lyrics, which is really hard, because I think anybody who writes will know that once you get locked in on an idea, even if it's not working, it's hard to get the tune out of your head.
Yeah.
I was quite proud of myself. And then we sat on the song for a little while, and then I said to Ron, come on, it's great. It's a really good pop song. And then we just thought we'd pop it out. So no, all songs are different. Sometimes they come together really quickly, and other times it is like pulling teeth. But that's just being creative, it's not always a smooth ride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're featuring Carly Simon on the programme, and I wrote a bit about her, that she wrote You're So Vain, and it started as a different song altogether until she went to that party and saw that guy walking on, looked like he was walking onto a yacht. Do you remember that line from the song?
Oh, it's a fabulous song, yeah. Well, they always speculated it was about Mick Jagger, didn't they? There was always different rumours about who she wrote it about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a fantastic song.
I don't think she's ever told anybody, because that keeps the mystery going for the song to be popular forevermore, doesn't it? Yeah. Very clever, yeah.
Clever girl, yeah.
PAU were one of the bands of the 80s with Shining in Your Hand, a brilliant production on that, and Heart and Soul. The production work was incredible for that time of, that era, really, wasn't it?
Well, we did it with the amazing Roy Thomas Baker.
Oh, right, okay, good,
so
yeah.
For those of you who don't know...
That's Queen, isn't it? Yeah.
Amongst many others,
yeah.
But he did... tons and tons of the Queen hits, including Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm.
And so he knows what he's doing. And Ronnie absolutely adored Queen. I liked Queen, but I wasn't as crazy a fan as Ron. But what I liked back then at the time, Roy had just done that seminal Cars album.
Right.
With Drive on it, the song that was used for Live Aid, and I loved that. So he was like the perfect guy for us. at that time. You know, he was coming off classic stuff and new modern stuff, and of course he did Bohemian Rhapsody in Monmouth Studios, in Rockville Studios in Monmouth.
Yeah.
And then Ronnie and I got a production deal with Kingsley Ward, who owns Rockfield, and we did all our demos there. And then we finally went back there to do our third album, The Promise. So, you know, it was kind of full circle, Roy being there with Queen, and then we ended up back there on our third album.
I was talking to Steve Harley last year, and he was saying that they just done their album at Rockfield as well, so it's still going strong, Rockfield.
It is, yeah. It's a fantastic place, and I lived in Monmouth for a while. That happens to a lot of people. You record an album there, you fall in love with the area, and just settle down for a while. And Ronnie's still there. Ronnie is still there.
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah, he's still there. Yeah. So was that a kind of a difficult sort of thing to follow up with those two big songs? Did that cause the breakup in the end of PAU for a little while?
No, that didn't cause the breakup. We struck gold. And then we didn't, and there's no explanation. You know, I've put records out that I was equally as proud of, and if the public don't take to it, then they don't. There's nothing you can do about it. It's frustrating. And the band were together for the first lineup were together for 6 years, and we were on the road all the time. It was a very intense, busy 6 years because.
Yeah. I bet.
You know, Bridge of Spies was a quadruple platinum album, and then Rage, our second album, was also a platinum album. So that was huge worldwide sales. So we barely had time to catch our breath, and you kind of burn yourself and each other out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, long story short, it's too boring. I can't be bothered to go over it too much because it's just depressing. But long story short,
don't do that.
The party was over. The record company dropped us, and everybody went their separate ways.
That's it. Okay. So now you're doing a bit of a touring now. I mean, now in 2021, are all those gigs still going ahead? I know you've got one which is lined up about the 80s kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm always working, and the 80s festival circuit's been massive. Since 2001, I did my first 80s reunion tour with Kim Wilde, Go West and Paul Young in 2001, and we haven't stopped since with that, and then with our own gigs as well. And funny you should mention that. The gigs are still moving around like a 3D chessboard in Star Wars because you know, unfortunately local councils are being officious, so the government seems to change their mind every 5 minutes about the 21st of June. Yeah. And I know you guys in Wales are on a different timetable, possibly anyway. And then the local councils decide they can close you down anytime, whenever they like. And I think there's some real power-hungry people out there. I really do. I can't put the words out on the air that I'd like to say. So if you see a gig on my website or on my Facebook, if it hasn't been taken down, then hopefully it's still going ahead. But your guess is as good as mine.
Oh,
sometimes.
dear.
Yeah, the emails and the phone calls are happening on a daily basis at the moment.
So before the lockdown, the music scene has obviously changed now. It's also changed since your sort of days with The China in Your Hand, with downloads now as opposed to single releases. Do you find that's all changed for you as well? Oh,
God, yeah. You know, there's lots of different formats for putting your music out on, obviously. I mean, we used to have, didn't we, vinyl, then CD, and then there were cassettes. And we used to put out singles and mini CDs and any kind of format we could, sell the song in about 4 different ways. The great thing about streaming is anyone can put their music up, which is fantastic. Accessibility is great. The downside is you don't earn any money, because the streaming platforms don't pay, and the big record companies are in cahoots with them. So for an artist like myself, Universal Records own my whole back catalogue, and they make money, and Spotify makes money, and iTunes makes money, and I don't. And many artists have complained about this, and we've even gone to government to try and get them to help us do something about streaming so that we get our fair share. You know, I'm not sort of, obviously the top 2% of artists like Paul McCartney and Madonna, and, you know, they're probably making money while they sleep. But the majority of us everyday working musicians, that's our pension gone.
Yeah. Funny, the guys, sorry to interrupt you, the guys from Right Said Fred, they were telling me that get your records used on movies, that's the way to make money these days.
Well, yeah, Heart and Soul gets into a lot of American movies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a little.
Something to think about.
Will hit the bank account now and again, but in terms of, if you think how often, look at all the 80s formatted stations there are.
Oh yeah.
And you think how often, Right Said Fred and my classic hits get played, and you get next to nothing. Paul Weller has just done a big article last month that his new album had 3 million streams.
Wow.
And he earned 10 grand. Now that's nothing.
No, that's nothing.
I know that sounds like a lot of money it sounds like a lot of money to me. If somebody waved 10 grand in front of my nose, I'd be like, oh my God. But it's not. It's not in terms of the percentage share that you as the artist are entitled to your share. So I don't want our listeners to think I'm whinging and being greedy. I'm talking about fair share.
Yeah.
So that's why artists always have to be on the road now, because the only way we make any money,
from,
unless we are that top 2% of big stars, is to literally be out on the road so people buy a ticket to come and see you.
Right, yeah, on the concerts, yeah.
Yeah, and your music, your recorded music is like a lost leader promotional tool now.
Yeah, it's all changed, isn't it? Yeah, it's incredible, yeah.
You'll be sorry you asked me. I don't have a lot of good news at the moment.
That's all right. As long as you're with me, that's all I care about, Carol. What I was going to finally ask you is, I saw you doing a bit on the old Sempties thing on the TV. Your favourite rock songs?
Oh, it was Rock Chicks.
Yeah.
Rock Dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for I think it's Now, isn't it? Now TV.
Yeah, it's on Now TV. Yes, right. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, I get interesting things like you saying. I think they reran The Chase the other day, which was great. And I'm a bit of a TV quiz tart. I always go on them. I did Mastermind years ago. I won Pointless with Paul Young. I did MasterChef.
Oh, well, it pays the bills, Carol. It pays the bills.
It is, and it's fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They are fun. And the Pointless guys are fantastic. Richard Osman and
Alexander. Yeah,
Alexander Armstrong. They're just fun. You have a great day. You meet some nice people. Have a glass of wine. Answer a few questions, and get paid.
Marvellous. Well, thanks so much for being my After Five guest today. It's been an absolute delight to talk to you.
Yeah, go and download Guess Who's Sorry Now. Even though I don't make any money, go and get it.
Go and get it, yeah. And we're going to play it now, so thanks so much for being my guest today. Thanks so much indeed.
Thanks, Wynn.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
I can't stop thinking about you. I can't hold out that phone has got a ring. I'm answering just to hear your voice again. With full control, I changed it, made that mistake and paid it. Overdue, I ordered you everything I put you through. What can I tell you that is dignified? If you won't let me help to dry the tears you cried, 'cause you were never on my mind until you left me far. time twisted so I'm sorry for letting you go. What can I tell you that is dignified? If you won't let me help to dry the tears you cried, 'cause you were never on my mind until you left me far behind. I should have known somehow. I should have known somehow. I live my life without a doubt until you turned me inside out. So guess who's sorry now? 'Cause you were never on my mind until you left.
Yes, that's the fabulous new single. I really like that. It's great. To PAU's new single, and Guess Who's Sorry Now. Big thanks to Carol Decker for being my After 5 guest today. Thanks, Carol.